From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Ready? Yeah, ready? 47. Check, 47. Hey, check. Again.
A first carry for Christian McCaffrey, who made his first Pro Bowl last year. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
On second down, McCaffrey. Got some room at the 30. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 20. 10. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, 82 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms, because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ready.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
We go 21. Watch the 11. Smooth.
Brees now to throw. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset.
Yep.
Draft draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw again. Newton. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, here's Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
Let's go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
Back. Easy, opposite. Check.
From midfield, here's Breeze. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 41-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That's on the 2nd-round pick, Eric McCoy from Texas A&M. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
Following the penalty, it's Kamara. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Watch 54. 12. You're good. Right forward, ready. Tonight.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
You ready? Right there. 54 Mike. You go right.
Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
The tackle by Brian Burns. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 25-yard line.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
After 7, Saints nothing.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
To throw, it's Breeze. That is caught at the 7. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Ready, yellow waiting, yellow waiting. 54, line 54. Hey,
They'll run it with Kamara. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara, his 11th touchdown of the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Here we go. 59 mark. Check.
Out of the gun, Newton. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Newton to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Newton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Check.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Right there. Hey, wahoo! Hey, easy. 54.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Ready. 5-9. Check the out. Check the out. Check the out. 5-1. Check Mike. Hey, easy. Mike 57. 3 buzz. 3 buzz. Go. 57's the mic.
From the 40 now on second down. Breeze. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now Breeze on third down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Here we go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20. The shotgun snap for Newton. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Gun.
27, check Mike, 27. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
To throw again, Newton. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
5 yards on the play.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off here the 32. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there, those linebackers. They love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. On first down, Newton. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a third time. Picked off by Ronald Darby.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. 12. 54. Your job. Right there. 54.
Throwing now is Breeze. Throws right side, and that's complete. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Two kills. 3 down. 57 to Mike. 53.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. This is complete to Michael Thomas. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Breeze now 7 of 10 here in this first half. And he's got a 1st and 10. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Ready. Yellow waiting. Watch the run. This side, baby. That's baby side.
To throw is Breeze. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. From 4 yards out. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half. That's
fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Throwing again. Newton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long.
Switch. Gun. Man, I got you.
Hey, check Mike 27. Check Mike 27.
Hey, I'm coming.
Great.
Mike 27, Mike 2 long. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
From the gun, Newton. He's going to look deep for more. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. He's picked off just shy of midfield.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And Lutz's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Hey, watch the slant.
Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it down.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Breeze. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Check 50.
Hey, zoom.
Shotgun now for Breeze. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The 20. And he's going to get this deep on the Carolina side of the field. A big-time play there for New Orleans. And even 50 yards. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Tight end right.
Now Breeze again. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Completes it to Samuel. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion. Newton now just 6 of 15 through the air. Not good, but 1st and 10 here. Throwing is Newton. He's going to look deep for more. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A big play there for the Panthers. 47 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Newton going to hand it off to McCaffrey. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
6 gone. Check 6 gone. 8.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. They're only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo.
3rd down, here's McCaffrey. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. Here we go on fourth. Newton. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The linebacker, Demario Davis, got a hand in to break that one up.
No surprise. They try to throw the ball on fourth down, but it gets batted down. They don't pick it up.
Well, a little football 101. When you're going toward that quarterback, you see he's going to start to throw. Get your hands up,
right? Get your hands up, affect the play, and then everyone get your hands up. When the ball gets to the receiver, moment of truth, knock it away.
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
Kill! 5-9.
From the gun, it's Breeze. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Ready.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hey, easy. Bud, be ready. We go 21. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Hey, orbit. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
Now Breeze. Looking again for Thomas. This time complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, an 80-yard touchdown as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. This is McCaffrey. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
It looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. They swallowed him up. The Panthers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
It's our time.
Now it's Newton. And he locates Walker, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there at 22.
Ready? 59. We ain't giving up nothing today.
Newton on first down. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Give him 30 yards there. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
From the red zone now, Newton. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well-coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The Panthers on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Gun. Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Here we go.
Here's Newton. And he'll hit his tight end, Walker. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
A field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. They snap it to Newton. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. So give him the first down. 1st and goal after a pickup of 4. And the decision to go for it pays off. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
He'll try and run it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. They come out here in the eye. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Here's McCaffrey, and he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
It's 4th and goal at the 2-yard line.
And here just playing for pride at this point. Down big, but they'll go for it on 4th and goal.
It's just me and you. 20.
47's the money.
Here we go with McCaffrey. And he'll be caught behind the line of scrimmage at the 3. McCaffrey turned away on 4th and goal. And the Saints able to come up with a goal line stand. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but second, third, and fourth quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for New Orleans, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on ESPN.